What is this thing supposed to be?
I think it's supposed to be a rabbit, but it's Yates's Wine Lodge. They're doing a promotion, so probably something Easter related.
Well, I thought it was a Yeti, but you think it's a rabbit. Well, that makes more sense.
A Yeti rabbit.
Wait, it has no tail.
Maybe it fell off.
It's the Easter abominable snowman.
Fair enough.
Jen, that is not a rabbit. He's definitely not a rabbit, but he's a bit shy. He's hiding behind those balloons. You were wrong.
So I'm busy scoffing chocolate.
No, you're still wrong.
Would you like one? What? You don't want it? Oh, I'll have it for you then.
I think the thing we can say from that is that my wife is cruel. Enjoying yourself, aren't you?
I am, yes. We've been porking on pizza. Probably not looking my best. Got stuff. I got the happy pizza smile.
What was that about the found footage?
I was just saying I was smirking earlier on because I was thinking about Mr. Biffo's found footage.
It is a good series, actually. I'm really glad it's gone because it's hilarious. I remember before Vision, back in a couple of years ago, I found the pilot on YouTube and it was great, but this is even better.
Some pizzas later.
Oh my goodness. Just come out of the pizza buffet and I think I now weigh twice as much as I did when I went in. How are you, Jen?
I'm alright. I always like a good bit of Pizza the Hut, but oh my, I think I've had my money's worth. Is how I will phrase it, and I think I probably had a little bit more than my money's worth. The road change, ooh, but it was lovely.
It was delicious, but oh, I've got to go to work now and I just feel like going and having a sleep. Let's get on with it. Okay guys, I'm about to head back off to work, but I had to talk about this thing that we just got from town. It's basically a handgun that you put a wee zapper in, not zapper, a wee remote in the top, and it works as a standard point and click gun, like a light gun. It's a better design in my view than the wee zapper itself because that is an ungainly thing. So hopefully this will work really well on games where you just need to be able to pull a trigger like House of the Dead, which is what we're going to try it on now. So fingers crossed that it works out alright. Okay guys, I want to talk briefly now that I'm back from lunch about YouTube restricted mode. Now, I think we've all heard a lot of bad things about it over the last couple of days. I've just tested it out, and yes, it filters LGBT content, but not all of it. You might be able to hear people downstairs. Jen has friends around and they're being loud. Well, I'm still at work, so that's nice, isn't it? But let's talk about YouTube restricted mode. Now, here's the thing. It does filter things. It does a lot. But both of my main channels, they're not filtered as much as I expected. I heard that Philip DeFranco has no videos available if you view him in restricted mode. I don't have that issue. Several of my vlogs are missing, and I can tell that at a glance, as you can see from this picture, because all of my vlogs are numbered. So when one's missing, you kind of notice quick. And it's a similar thing with the Knob Mouse show on my other channel, youtube.com/knobmouse, where if you look at that, a lot of the content isn't there. Most of the Game Hammer's there. A lot of the Knob Mouse show, which is the old, well, at least the old news version of it, the Daily News Show, a lot of that's there. Even some of the LGBT content, specifically the trans-specific stuff, it's there. But other things aren't. Anytime I've talked about something controversial, it's gone, of course it has. But other ones they just seem nonsensical for why those ones will be filtered. And it's the same with the Zogs. All my vlogs, I'll talk about my daily life, and then certain ones will just disappear, and they're not ones I would have expected to be controversial. But the LGBT stuff's still there. So what I think we can get from this is that YouTube is terrible at communication, which is ironic considering it's a communications platform, but it's not very good at communicating what's going on. I think it's still trialing things. I think it's still up in the air what's happening, and changes are still going on in the background. So I'm not going to try and burn them at the stake over restricted mode. I can understand some people, they want a closed-off system where they don't have to hear anything that goes against their beliefs. They don't want any of their beliefs questioned, and it's bad for their personal well-being, let's put it that way, if they find material that contradicts what they believe or what they want to be true. Those people might want restricted mode. Parents might say, oh, my kid is old enough to not have to use YouTube Kids anymore. but they're not old enough to see everything. So they might want to use restricted mode for their kids' computers. Fair enough. I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm not a parent. I'm going to let you decide how that goes. But I think it still needs a lot of work, and I think, at least I hope, that YouTube is actually on top of that. But the people saying all LGBT content is filtered out under restricted mode, not at the moment. It's certainly not as I'm checking it and talking about it now, as in 5 minutes ago it wasn't. So I think it's still work on, and it's not all doom and gloom as people have said. Let's see how it goes, because I think YouTube are trying to do something that they haven't communicated properly, and so far I don't think they've got to where they want to be. Okay, I'm going back to work now. Right, see this? This is the Game Hammer Extra for today. I'm still working on it because I left all the game footage I'd recorded yesterday to process out overnight so that it could be ready for me to edit. It didn't process out overnight, it crashed and disappeared. I get the feeling that somewhere on the hard drive, or at least a set of temporary files for it are, because I seem to have lost some file space, but I cannot find any of the files by searching for content or file name or anything like that. So they're somewhere. I had to do it all again, which means I'm only just starting now. And between the last part of this vlog and now, I've had to have a couple of hours sleep because all the pain from Friday is still here, and it got quite bad. Basically, I've been pushing myself and trying to get back to work too quick, so I had to have a rest. So, one of those things, but hopefully I can get through it today and get this back up, because I need to get this done, and then maybe tomorrow I'll be able to sit at this desk long enough to actually draw a comic. My goodness, that would be great. Actually get the comics back. Because at the moment I'm having to lean over just to take the pressure off my back, because I've really hurt when I pulled the muscles. I'm doing what I can, basically, and we'll wait and see how this goes, but I want to get this done so I can basically go back to bed. It's gonna take a few days to get recovered properly, but I'm doing what I can.